Welcome back to another episode of the Armchair Pundits. We have just finished the best right backs of all time in Premier League history, and we are quickly moving on to the best left backs of all time. So, guys, thanks for watching. As I like to say, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and make sure you hit that notification button so you can be up to date with everything we're posting. So, format is similar if you have watched the right back show. If you haven't, and you're watching this one first, we're doing top 10 left backs in Premier League history, in our view. 10 to 6, we'll just name, won't discuss much, won't give much information. And then we'll do our top 5 one by one. And then we'll finish it off if we all agree and our top 5 are similar. We'll try and figure out who we have come out to be the number 1 left back in the Premier League history. So, without any further ado, we'll start with you, Lamont.
Oh, I thought it was Leon this time.
Oh, sorry, my bad. We'll start with you, Leon.
Yeah, thank God for that.
With you, Leon.
You know what I mean? So just reel them off. Don't worry about explanation.
Do your 10 to 6. We'll keep then Lamont will do his 10 to 6. I'll do my 10 to 6.
I'll try to do 10 to 6.
My number 10 was Graham Lasso. My number 9 was John Arnorisa. My number 8 was Leighton Baines. My number 7 is a wild card because he was played there most of the time that he's been there, was João Cancelo. My number 6 was Stuart Pearce.
Okay, that's not too bad, to be fair. So my number 10 was Risa, John Arnorisa is what they call him. My number 9 was Luke Shaw, only because of injury. Yeah,
Jeez.
Only because of injury, because, he was effective for me when he was fit, massively. More so in the Southampton days, but anyway. My number 8 is Heinze. Done his stint at United, nice and tidy. I'm going to say something here, you men are going to be like, what? Danny Rose, number 7. I mean, to be honest with you, do you want to be honest why I put him number 7? He scored 2 goals that I will never forget, bruv. And to be honest to you, if that for me counts as a fan of football, he's got to be one of the greatest out there. And number 6 is Conceição. Really good.
Conceição or Cancelo?
Cancelo, sorry. Cancelo.
Okay,
Cancelo.
Okay.
Apologies.
So number 10 for me, Nigel Winterburn. Number 9, Ian Hart. Number 8, John Arnorisa. Number 7, Stuart Pearce. Number 6, Graham Lasso.
Bruv, did you say Nigel Winterburn? That's like flipping digestives. You talk about Lee Dixon with rich tea biscuits.
Yeah, bro.
God.
He was more than rich tea. He had chocolate on it.
He was just a regular one.
Yeah, he was just a regular one.
Okay, normal digestive then. It wasn't rich tea.
normal
No,
digestive.
I prefer rich tea to digestive, to be fair. That's why I said he's chocolate rich tea.
Chocolate rich tea, raw.
Bougie.
That was a special edition, mate. That wasn't often.
But yeah. Leon, your number 5.
My number 5 is Gael Clichy. I felt for Arsenal and for City, he was quality defender, great defending, good going forward. I think the left backs, I don't think have been as good quality as some of the right backs, but for me, the top 5 are all legit in my opinion, and I won't go any further than that. But Gael Clichy for me is definitely in the top 5.
Okay. Lamont?
Number 5 for me, could have easily been further up the list, is Patrice Evra. Solid ambassador for United. And you know me, them things are not gonna go unheard or unseen. I feel like he done well for even his country as well. I feel like he was well informed when he was playing for us, and he got a lot of trophies along the way. Pretty consistent, and he had a lot of talent. I feel like he could have gone even further, but he kind of pulled his time short, and I think he went to Italy after he left United, to be honest. But yeah, Evra is my number 5.
For me, number 5 is Leighton Baines. 420 appearances, 123 clean sheets, 18 goals, 25 assists. I think he was good enough to play at a better team than Wigan and Everton. And I know his love for Everton kept him there for too long. I think he could have, if he'd played at a higher level club, then he probably would have got more ratings. But at the same time, he was at an era where he has someone who was the best left back in the world, arguably at the time. So it was hard for him to get more England caps than he got. But yeah, free kicks, deadly. Crosses, deadly. And
sixpence.
Yeah, he was just, I don't know, I think him at this how he is now, probably he'll probably be the best left back in the Premier League now if he was playing football. It's actually that weak at left back at the moment.
I don't agree with that. I think he has the same problem as the
defensive
Trent of the world. He wasn't great defensively.
Yeah, Trent.
He played in a team that was very defensive, and one-on-one defending was always something that he was found wanting. And there's times where he played for England, you could see it. The quality, he couldn't deal with it at that level. When
that's why I think if he'd been at a club and played with better players, he would have had a better chance to improve. I think iron sharpens iron, as they like to say. And I think if he had gone to a club and been in that surrounding for longer, he probably would have got better defending. Not always.
No, to be honest, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I feel like he was touted to go to a few clubs. I think United was in for him again. Another player that we were probably in for. I mean, between him and Seamus Coleman, I think they both could have done with a stint at a better club when they were at their peak. Because I think that would have taken them on to the next level, to be quite honest with you. And I feel like they could have gone into any team and been very effective at what they did. Can you imagine? Anyway, but yeah.
That's Leighton Baines.
Yeah.
So I'll do my number 4. Number 4 is Denis Irwin. Saw a lot of him, but I was very young, so I didn't have the same football knowledge as I have had with some of the other guys that are higher up on my list. But left foot, he was a right-footed left back, if I remember correctly as well. Or he was two-footed, in fact. I think he was two-footed.
He was a right-footed left back, but he was capable of using both feet.
Yeah, he could use both.
But 328 games, 123 clean sheets, 18 goals, 25 assists. He was just very good in his era. I think there's not much more you can say, if I'm being honest with you. He was good, but I still think there were 3 better than him. It's the easiest way to say it. So go on, Lee.
Ain't it Lamont?
That's right. So I'm still on the old one.
Yeah, that's fine.
On the right backs.
I will say I don't agree with you, James. By the way, with Irwin, but anyway,
we come to that later.
Don't worry.
Clichy is my number 4. Again, not many players can go from one big club to another big club and do exactly what they'll do there, and just kick on. He was quite young as well, to be fair, and he managed to stay pretty consistent. Between moving from Arsenal to Man City, and still pick up a couple of trophies along the way. So I think that's got to be recognised. We have had a good couple French fullbacks come into this league and boss it, and he's definitely one of them.
My number 4. I had Andy Robertson. Sorry. I think it was very difficult for me to pick between him and my number 3 because I think Andrew Robertson is probably one of those underdog stories that you're like, how did they find this guy for so cheap? And he was playing at Hull. Obviously, Hull were always up and down in the Premier League, but when he went to Liverpool, no one saw the player that he was going to become. I think I've picked him at number 4 because I've gone with, I've gone with some of the accolades of the other 3 players, but for me, I just feel like as a left back, he's everything that Liverpool have needed him to be. Going forward, defensively, there's times where he's had like a few Carl Walker moments defensively, but you wouldn't say that he's a player you've ever seen get murdered by anyone, any right winger in the world. And I feel like if it wasn't for him and Trent, Liverpool wouldn't have had the success. And you can say success in inverted commas because obviously some people thought they should have won more, but they won trophies. And without them, Liverpool wouldn't have won the trophies that they've won so far. So I've gone with Andrew Robertson.
You're going to do your number 3 as well?
Yeah, my number 3 is Patrice Evra. Evra, for me at Man United, was one of the best left backs in the world. I think obviously he does rub people up the wrong way with some of his antics, but for Man United, I think he had a tough start. Him and Vidic both had a tough start, but once they became accustomed to the Premier League, they were amazing and they were exactly what Man United needed at the time. He ended up winning, I think, 5 Premier League titles, which is nothing to sniff at. And he was obviously a leader for France as well, although, you know, France had some troubled times during that period. Patrice Evra defensively, again, he was always reliable. He would get you the odd goal. He would contribute to assists, but not just that. It was how much problems he caused from being available in overlaps and sometimes doing inverted runs as well into the box, which was something that we never really saw at that time when he was playing. So I've picked Evra number 3.
Is it me now?
Mm.
That argument was very good, bro, to the point where I might even want to swap mine around, but I'm not going to. It's too late. I've already said Evra. Baines, my number 3. Similar to my right back story, actually, and I'll just touch on this loosely. Obviously, Trent was my number 3, and them two have the same influence in the side that they played in terms of big threat going forward. Threat from set pieces is undeniable, but they struggle defensively. I wouldn't say he was as bad as Trent defensively, but he wasn't great. But what he brought to the side was goals and a goal threat. And I feel like he could have pretty much been dropped in any side in the world and probably done exactly the same thing and had the exact same effect. So Leighton Baines definitely deserves to be top 3 in the Premier League. Unfortunately for him, he didn't walk away with any trophies to, you know, really talk about. I don't think he walked away with any, to be honest with you, in my memory anyway. And I think me and James, I think we all spoke about it off camera. It's not always about the trophies. It's kind of, you know, what they deliver individually. In this instance, definitely Leighton Baines, for me personally, deserves to be in top 3.
So for me, my third person is Andy Robertson. Similar to Trent in a way, and Leon's touched on it, Liverpool wouldn't be what they were without Robertson. But the difference was he could defend. And as much as we lauded Trent for his passing and for his goals, Robertson, 275 appearances, 78 clean sheets, 11 goals, 59 assists. That assist for a left back is crazy. I think he's the highest.
How much? How many?
59 assists.
Wow.
Is the highest in Premier League history for left back. And I think Trent's the highest for right back. So it at times it can be overlooked how important he was going forward for us. And defensively, I think it's now that we're seeing the deficiencies in his defensive capabilities rather than before.
Yeah, it's over the hill, isn't it?
The last year, it makes it feel like it's actually longer, but it hasn't actually been as long as it seems. It's only been a year.
Yeah.
And as he's touching 30, it happens. You get to, sometimes people say they don't know why it happens. As soon as you get to middle of 29, 30, you wake up in the morning and you're not as good as you were before. I've heard so many footballers say it in podcasts. I feel that's happened to him. But for the 4 million we spent on him, to at his height, he probably would have been worth 50s or whatever million if someone actually wanted to buy him. No one would have probably. But that's the value he would have been. So yeah, maybe a bit biased because I've seen him and I've enjoyed what I've seen from him over the time. But me, number 3 for me.
Number 2, I picked Denis Irwin. It's a strange one, and there's a little bit of nostalgia there because I watched a lot of football when I was younger, and when I was younger, I was a Man United hater because they used to win all the time. I was just a hater, but I always liked Denis Irwin, and for me, he was versatile. He was one of those guys that, for me, at Man United, he wasn't on skullduggery, which other guys were on. He was
Gentleman.
just professional.
He's a gentleman in
He
football.
played the game the right way. You never saw him getting into
Consummate.
no foolishness, no going at the referee or none of that business. He just done his job, but he was quality. I think you already alluded to the fact that he was a right-footed or predominantly right-footed player that played left back, but was capable of using his weaker foot, which a lot of players, even to this day, still can't do. He was one of those players that could play right back or left back. He was an awesome servant for Man United, capable of taking free kicks, corners, penalties. Defensively, you never ever saw him get found out in any way. And I've always liked Denis Irwin. I've always rated him, and I think most of the players that played in that era will say that he was definitely one of the best fullbacks that they would have ever played with or against. And that's the reason why I've picked Denis Irwin number 2.
Lamont?
Sure. I hate when it comes to this end of the list, innit? I don't really like the nitty gritty part, bruv. Can't we just do top 10 to 6? Anyway, you know what I'm doing now, don't you? I'm looking at my list.
You're buying time, innit?
I'm looking at my list and I'm just like,
I know what you want to do, so I'm just going to leave you to do it. Go for it.
Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it as what I did, yeah? Because I think that's just the only genuine thing to do, and I'm a stand-up guy, so I'm not going to change it. Ashley Cole's my number 2.
Of course.
I can't help it, bro.
Bruv, we're gonna go through every position, and Lamont's gonna have a Man United player as the best in every position.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, bro.
There's some places that I feel we don't fit, but in this place,
he'll find a way, bro.
You
have Stam and you have Ria Ferdinand or Pallister.
No, not Pallister. No, you're gone too far.
Anyway, let me tell you. Go on.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. For some of the reasons that Leon said, but mostly because he was just a consummate professional. He was what you look for in a footballer in all round, on the pitch, off the pitch.
Are you picking your number 2? Yeah.
Number 2, number 1. You're number 2, right?
Sorry.
Number 2, bruv. So
no, sorry, I already skipped. Yeah, all right. So maybe I'll go back.
It's almost like when you said consummate professional, Leo was like, hold on. You want to say it again?
Yeah, bro, because I know.
Sorry.
That sounds bad. Sorry, Ashley. It sounds bad, but
anyway.
both
let me start again. So what I was going to say is similar to what I said about Clichy in terms of being able to replicate your good times or your greatest moments or, your the top of your, ability in another top team. And I think that's what my number 2 did, who's Ashley Cole. And he won quite a few Premier Leagues, 3 or 4. He got, I think, over 5 FA Cups. And he definitely contributed in goals and more assists than, some of the guys that we've already named, obviously not to mention Andy Robertson, because I know he was in the 50s. He's definitely one of the top 2 names in your squad. You can't go without mentioning. Was he versatile? Maybe not so much. He could only play left back, in my opinion. However, going forward, he was a threat. Defensively, he was a threat. You didn't see him get beaten too many times, other than, when he gets faced up by, the likes of maybe Cristiano Ronaldo and stuff like that, even though they had a lot of wars when they were when they were both at each other's peak, I guess, because that's when they met. But yeah, Ashley Cole is my number 2. He could have easily been number 1, but I feel like my number 1 is, he was the beginning. He was the left back in the story. But yeah, Ashley Cole's my number 2.
Okay. So I'll do 2 and I'll do 1. So for me, number 2 is Patrice Evra. As much as I hated Man United, still do. I could not hate Evra. He was just such a good left back. I mean, he had attacking abilities, he had defensive abilities, and he balanced it off so well. Very rarely you saw him get beaten for pace, for strength, or anything like that. And like Leon said, he had a shaky first 6 months when he came in January transfer window. And January to the end of the season, he wasn't great. But once he had a pre-season in him, he never looked back. And he became a leader there. And he may have left, I think you may know more, didn't leave on the greatest terms when he went to Juventus.
No.
But he was just so good. And for a Liverpool fan to actually like I mean, I may not pay that much. It's not easy to do. So credit to him. I look at his stats, as I've done with everyone else. 278 games, 98 clean sheets, 7 goals, 21 assists. To be honest, I didn't think he had that many assists in him before I started looking at this stuff. So yeah, credit to him.
Yeah, you're not wrong, James. Neither did I. To be honest, yeah, it's true. Because some of them just go on. Yeah, you just don't.
Because
really
unnoticed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just unnoticed because the goal's better than what the pass.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's one of them, innit?
So number one would be quite obvious from who I haven't said so far on this list, and my number one is Ashley Cole. When you look at Ashley Cole, he had the perfect balance of attack and defense. Again, at one point, he was the best in the world. And you may have said Denis Irwin could have been. I'm not 100% sure of that era. But in his era, there was no one better for a spell. And like you said as well, Lamont, 2 clubs as well. Wins at Arsenal, gets labelled a traitor because he goes on to better his career, get a bit more money for his family, etc., and to win more trophies. Can't begrudge someone for wanting to do that. And he did all of that with being hated, to be honest. A lot of England, not even just Arsenal, a lot of England did not like him. And he played...
He was the villain, innit?
Yeah, he played 7, 8, 9...
my script, bruv.
Yeah, literally.
Bro, honestly, yeah, like, I'm obviously revealing he is my number one as well. But honestly, he played his whole career being a villain, not for any other reason apart from just fans being haters, bruv. That's all it was. Literally, his whole career. And some of it was unjustified. Let's be honest. It's the same like Beckham. Like, Beckham was hated after that 98 and he just dealt with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Cole, throughout that time, obviously, there's certain things that he did.
He fueled some of the fire. He fueled
it on the pitch with some of his antics, but that he was he was fiery. He never wanted to be beaten. But when people used to look forward to seeing Ashley Cole go up against Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
That's how good it was. It was like, we want to see this battle between the best left back and the best right wing in the world. Yeah. And
ever.
He won a lot.
I have to agree with James. Like, honestly, everything you said so far, it's basically saying what I was going to say. So,
yeah, bro. Pace, stamina, agility, timely tackles. No, you always had someone. There's no one at the back post. Ashley Cole was always at the back post. Always kicking off the back post, heading off the back post. You don't see that anymore. And he was just in the right position. And
they don't want people on post.
Huh?
These managers even want anyone on a post?
They don't even.
And then you add the longevity. Man, he's the greatest left back in Premier League history for me.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question. But Lamont disagrees. So go ahead, Lamont. Go finish.
All right, so the best left back in the league, to me, in my opinion, because obviously football's based on opinions, is Denis Irwin. Now, obviously, it's not just for his contributions on the pitch, for his contributions just all round, really, because from goals to his assists to, the amount of titles he won while he was there, and a lot of them were, based on just him being very consistent in what he was doing. I mean, he was matched. He faced some tough opponents on that as a left back. He faced some tough opponents, and they're nothing to be fooled around with. But when a manager like Sir Alex Ferguson looks at his fullback and says, "Right, you're taking my free kicks and you're taking my penalties," that tells you who he is. He's probably more consistent. He's probably the most consistent fullback that I've ever witnessed. Albeit, them so much years ago. But yeah, Denis Irwin needs to be lauded as one of the best left backs in the league. Maybe if he was facing some of the new age wingers, you might be able to, counter that, but very doubtful.
Sounds a bit like Aspilicueta.
Nah.
a higher version of Aspilicueta.
No, he's way high. Mate, he's not even in the same league, mate. But you know what? Just on that before you close off here, I didn't really mention how much assists Leighton Baines had, but he was probably the second most
53.
So he's just under Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson beat his record.
Leighton Baines only falls down on his defensive.
I'm telling you,
32 goals as well because he had penalties and free kicks.
Yeah, penalties and free kicks. But no,
over 400.
But he played for Everton, and that also counted against him. But no, he was legit. But
I've got to be honest, Leon. Yeah,
guys, I felt like you had him too high, but that's my opinion.
Yeah,
compared to the other guys, but. I hear the reason why you've put him there.
Yeah, I mean, my main thing, Leon, was his GA. To be honest, that's the only reason why he was so high. Because it's like what he's bringing to the team. He's basically doing exactly what Trent's doing, but just at another club. What does Trent do? What did Trent did Trent do?
It's more open play, whereas Leighton Baines was more free kicks and corners.
He was set pieces.
Everton were really good at set pieces. They had Duncan Ferguson and them man there. So.
All right, fair enough. So they had finishers to kind of deal with that version of a set piece, but he was very good, bruv. Top tier. Like you couldn't, if he's standing over the ball when it's dead, you're looking at your defenders like this is your time to shine because he's going to be a problem. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like that one actually. It started off a little bit boggy, but I think I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about fullbacks. It's obviously not the glamour position, isn't it?
It's true. It's true.
So as we did on the left backs, we've managed to actually get to the bottom, to 1 and 2, and have similar. So it looks like the winner is Ashley Cole. Leon and I both had him first, and you had him second.
Yeah.
And some people say inexplicably, I had your guy, Denis Irwin, at a lot higher than you guys did.
He should be a sell as well.
So I had him at 4.
Oh,
I had Irwin at 4.
You had him lower than we did.
Lower, a lot lower.
Shocking.
Yeah.
No.
No, man. I didn't top 2.
I rate Robo.
Easily top 2.
But yeah, so our best left back of all time in Premier League history is Ashley Cole. Undisputed. Even if he's not, he's undisputed. We know there's bias going in there. But yeah, I'll close the show before he has anything to say. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification button. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.